With a 20-year reputation for clean business, Matt Glynn at Code Property Group is the first choice for real estate on the Sunshine Coast and surrounding areas. I've known Matt for a very long time from a personal level and professional level, and he is an excellent real estate agent. He's professional, he holds a high level of integrity, he presents incredibly well, and has a huge amount of knowledge when it comes to the real estate industry. So if you are in the market to buy, sell, or simply get a valuation and find out more about your current property, then give Matt a call on 0404 315 066 or matt.glynn, GLYNN, at codepg.com. You won't be disappointed. All right. Welcome to the podcast, Georgia Voice. How are you?
I am freaking excited. I'm so pumped that
well, that's good. That's a
would
good
want
answer.
to bring me onto your little podcast.
Yeah,
This is
absolutely.
my first little interview thing, and I'm so excited to see what we uncover in this chit chat.
Absolutely. We were just chatting before I hit record, even though you assumed I was recording,
Yeah.
about the importance of posing. And look, I guess there's not that much context out there in terms of podcasts and things like that. Like there's a little bit at the moment, but it's obviously a very important component of bodybuilding. And it should be talked about more, because the more you talk about it, the more it's at the forefront of your mind. And then obviously the more you think about it and potentially invest in it, particularly if you're going to get on stage, right?
100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally agree.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, let's find out a little bit about you first, if you don't mind. So,
Oh,
obviously introduce yourself and your business, but also your background, because I'm going to assume posing has come from something, whether it's dancing or choreography or something along those lines. I don't even know. So, yeah, please share.
okay. Yeah, well, of course. I mean, look, it's not just my sick personality that I think has kind of gotten me through, this far with my journey in posing coaching. But yeah, well, hello world. My name is Georgia Voice. I am a personalized posing and performance coach within the fitness and bodybuilding industry. I'm also a competitive bodybuilder myself with a very unique background in acting and performing arts. And I found that over the years, I've been able to leverage that experience within the world of bodybuilding. And yeah, it's a whole story as to how I became a posing coach. And it's one of my favorite stories to tell because it just happened very accidentally. And, over a year and a half later, it's led me to be where I am today. And yeah, I definitely feel like I have a lot to share. And I'm so passionate about performance and self-expression and being able to sort of blend my two passions of fitness and like bodybuilding and the performing arts and self-expression into posing coaching for myself and for other people, and to be able to empower them through this avenue of self-expression. I always feel like it's so much more than posing for me. It's so much more than that. And I I have just so much to share. I don't know where to start, but yeah, that's my background. My background is acting and performing. I've
Wow.
dabbled within that in all sort of parts of the entertainment industry,
Okay.
and I just feel like I've been able to, like I said, leverage that experience into the art of posing, performance coaching, and offering a fresh perspective, I feel, within posing coaching before it even became as big of a deal as it is today,
Absolutely. So was there a sliding door moment, or was there someone that approached you, or you mentioned there was sort of a spur of the moment thing that happened to step into the world of posing coaching? Was it a sliding door thing, or did you just see an opportunity?
More of a sliding door moment. It was actually so random how it happened. So I've been dabbling within the fitness industry for I would say over 4 years now,
Mm.
and yeah, every time I stepped on a stage, whether it is within acting, or in bodybuilding, I've always been told by a lot of people that I have a certain presence about me when I'm on stage. There's like an aura, there's a glow, I feel like I'm in my element, and it's just something very magnetic about me being on stage, so people say. And I definitely feel that way when I'm up there. And it's sort of hard to explain that feeling, but yeah, if you know, you know. And I have, like I said, a background within acting and performing, also teaching, coaching experience within fitness, but also teaching acting and performance. So mid 2023, I had a couple of people sort of make comments around this. There's a little bit of a gap within bodybuilding and posing coaching. It didn't seem like it was a big deal all that long ago. And there were, quite a few people that said to me, Georgia, I think that you'd be really good at offering posing coaching because, you have the personality for it, you have the passion for it, you're really good at it. And yeah, it just kind of feels like a no-brainer. It's a little bit of a gap in the industry that you can fill with your unique experience. And I think it's something worth dabbling in. So I had no plans, no plans to start a business or anything. I didn't sort of sit down and go, all right, how am I going to start a business and make money off of people? I just quite literally put myself out there one day on social media. I just pieced together a little reel of my, bodybuilding routine, my performance on stage. And I just said, hey, strangers on social media, I was like, hey, I have a background in acting and performance. I really love self-expression and putting myself out there. And this brings me a lot of joy. I feel like maybe I have something unique to offer. And hey, do you want to pose with me? There was nothing more to it. Quite literally, I've been working as a group fitness instructor for the last few years. And, everything I do in my life, all of the things I've dabbled in, there's been a recurring theme, and it's connection and self-expression. And I was in a space where I was really working on myself and just trying to let go of this sense of control, trying to find clarity and direction in my life with where I was going. And one day I just let go and I just went, Georgia, just be grateful for what you have. Don't try to be 10 steps ahead of yourself. Don't try to make anything mean anything. Just be in the joy. Don't try to make anything mean anything. And that's what happened. I put myself out there. I had no plans for anything. I just wanted to help people and share my joy. And within the first even few weeks, I had on average 6 to 15 clients. And then as we got closer to season B in 2023, I had over 20 clients a week so the first month of offering this thing, it turned into a business. And I was just scrambling to make a website and create my own logo. And I was like, what is the booking system? Like, what is Calendly? What is Acuity? I just had no business professional, experience in that department. And everything that I have done from the very beginning, I've done all on my own.
Yeah, right.
And I'm very, very proud of how it has developed. Over a year and a half later, I've been able to travel interstate for coaching. I've, been a part of multiple, comp days. I've got, over 100 clients on my books. I currently have about 30 active posing clients that are getting ready to compete in this upcoming season. I have international posing clients now. It's really wild. Yeah. And I'm so grateful. And sometimes I need to just sit down and just take a breath and actually, reflect on everything that I've achieved. It's just wild how it came to be. It's was such an accident, but I feel like it was, just the most magical accident that has ever happened to me in my life. And my life has never been the same since. I don't know what my life was like before that. And it all just came from just putting myself out there. And I just feel so lucky. Yeah, I feel so lucky.
Amazing. The universe delivered. It just said, right, this is the path you're going to take. How good.
And I just never felt so much clarity as well. I just felt it's the most intuitive thing as well for me. I go into these coaching sessions with these ladies and I yeah, I'm just so intuitive, and I don't treat any client like they're one and the same. No cookie cutter approach.
Yep.
There's no one size fits all when it comes to posing coaching.
Hence the
And
name of your business, right?
personalized posing, that is my
Exactly.
business. Yeah. And honestly, every day it continues to the meaning of the business name. It's in the name, personalized posing. And
Mm.
it's just, yeah, everything just, yeah. Oh, I'm so lucky.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. So, did you find any hurdles at the beginning? Like, obviously you had competed yourself a few times, I'm gathering, but
Yes.
transitioning from a competitor to a coach, that a lot of people struggle with that transition in terms of delivering a message and personalizing the approach. Did you find any hurdles? Was there anything difficult to overcome? Was it challenging to work with different body types, different females in terms of their personality, all those sorts of things?
Oh, that's a really good question. So on a personal note, as you know, as a bodybuilder myself, the biggest hurdle that I had to overcome even this year was being able to learn how to juggle a business and supporting so many other women in their journey, as well as, setting boundaries within myself
Mm.
and finding time for myself and my own goals with bodybuilding, as an athlete. um, I find that the business is just been, because the way that it happened so organically, everything just went from 0 to 100, and everything that happens from that point forward has been a new experience. So now having a business was a new experience, and then curating and facilitating posing workshops was a new experience, and every single thing that I've done, it's been quite overwhelming, but it has definitely been a test, a testament to my character and resilience. Yeah, that's been the biggest hurdle, is just trying to manage this amazing business and this opportunity that I have in my life, whilst
Mm.
also having, my own boundaries and looking after myself. And it's still definitely something that I'm continue to refine and get better at every day. There's no, yeah, there was no guide book or anything for
No.
me to reference to, of like how to juggle business and being an athlete. Because like, I'm sure you understand
Yeah.
yourself, being a bodybuilder and going through a prep alone, full
Yeah.
stop, that is like a whole thing in itself. And then to have that and a business. And I imagine, as a comp prep coach and a lifestyle coach yourself, I mean, you're you're just taking care of so many people, and that can be so amazing and so scary, because you just
Mm.
feel so responsible for their well-being on an emotional level, mental, physical, just everything. And I feel that as well as a posing coach. It's more than posing. I know what it's like when you get into the depths of prep, and you're handling their vulnerabilities and
Yeah.
their insecurities, and you know more than just rocking up and just striking a fucking pose. So it's been a hurdle having to sort of manage those phases, as
Yep.
well as myself and the phases that I go through as a bodybuilder in a prep and out of a prep. So that's been, the biggest challenge. On a like, as a business, as an actual posing coach, working with so many different kinds of women, all
Mm.
different ages, levels of experience, all different walks of life. Anyone can be a bodybuilder, right? It doesn't matter what profession you come from. If you want something bad enough, you're going to work towards it. And so
Absolutely.
it's been amazing, and it's been such an exciting challenge as well for every woman to sort of come into my space and to get to know their whole personal circumstance in life. Everything, I think, impacts how they show up on stage, not just
Yep.
from a personal development level, but if we're talking physically, there are past injuries or physical habits, the way
Mm.
that a client will lead with their body. What part of their body are they leading with? Habits in life. If they're an office worker, they might be sort of slouching a lot, or they've had a car crash a few months ago, and even through their training habits as well, they might not be executing certain movements in their program the right way. So just kind of finding what their habits are and sort of trying to undo some of these things and help them to become more aware of their own physical body, their limitations, and
Yep.
how to improve that on a physical note. And yeah, I've had like so many different clients that have all these interesting stories and these details about them that they don't even realize plays a role in their, even
Yeah.
they might lean into, you know, one part of their body a little
Of
bit more
course.
because they've, you know, been
Yep.
holding their baby on this side, or yeah, just like so many different things. I had a client that had scoliosis on one particular part of her back, so that obviously was impacting her posing, and you know, the way that certain people will move and how they
Mm.
pick up their foot and what part of their foot that they make contact with on the ground, and how again that impacts how they pose, whether they're in heels or in flat soled shoes, and just like so many little things that it's so exciting and so fascinating for me. And I learn so much, and I know I could talk your ear off about
No, that's all
just
right.
how fascinating it
That's
is
good.
that everyone is so different, and they walk away learning so much about themselves,
Yeah, absolutely.
physically, mentally, and yeah, more than just a posing coach. That's my little tagline. I prove
You
it every day.
you must get the common phrase like for the first meeting with someone where they say, "I've got two left feet," or you know, I'm stiff as a board," or those sorts of things.
Oh, I'm a giraffe. I'm a giraffe
There
in
you go.
heels. that's that's such a common thing, and I think
Yeah,
they think that
right.
they're
Move
the
like a
only
baby
one that
giraffe.
says it. Oh, baby giraffe. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
But
Yeah.
with that said, it must be incredibly rewarding, not only for the individual, but for you as well as their coach to see them transform and develop this confidence over a 6, 12, 18-week period where at the end of it, they're moving like, you know, a dancer or a bodybuilder in most cases. And but they're just their personality would be a lot more elevated as well. Would that be fair to say?
Oh, that's 100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's I get really emotional when I think about it because yeah, no, honestly, like I said, I've been working with all these different ladies at all different stages of their life and for various periods of time. You know, Mina, for example,
Mm.
one of your comp prep clients, she's currently in prep, and you know, I've been working with her since the beginning of the year,
Yep.
and to witness and be part of, you know, a very, I feel like bodybuilding is an extension of personal development, right?
Yeah.
And I really believe, and I've said this before, that bodybuilding is like art, right? And you know, posing is a form of, you know, expressing that art,
Mm.
and the art is you, right?
Yep.
And to be part of someone's journey to stage, it's not a lot of people can say that they, you know, are going to do a bodybuilding comp, and whatever anyone's reason is, I just feel so honored to be part of an extension of their personal development and to help them to, you know, understand their bodies better, but also understand themselves as humans, and to
Yeah.
understand, you know, why they are the way they are based on, you know, things that they share with me, really really personal um you know, experiences in their life, and I help them to, yeah, understand how that impacts how they show up on stage. So there's a lot of mindset and personal development that sort of comes into play,
Yep.
and to be able to watch them grow and develop and kind of find a deeper meaning for why they're doing what they're doing, because sometimes people come to me and, you know, there's this attachment to a trophy and winning, and
Yeah.
from my experience, I've had a great prep where I was inches away from winning my pro card the very first time I competed, and then the following year I didn't quite get into the conditioning that I knew I was capable of, and I let the not winning mean something bad about me. I for a period of time there, I let it affect my, you know, my good enoughness as an
Yep.
athlete, as a bodybuilder. And I, you know, went through a period of self-reflection and coming back to, why did I choose bodybuilding in the first place? What does it mean for me? And how can I focus on the things that are in my control, which is, you know, being in the joy. No one can take that away from you. And, you know, the attachment to this external thing that is out of your control, the thing being the winning, you know, to help women to find a deeper meaning for why they're doing what they're doing. It helps them to be able to approach stage day with this sense of personal pride and empowerment, uh, no matter what the placing is, because
Mm.
it doesn't really mean anything at the end of the day, because when all is said and done, I mean, my trophies and my medals, I love them, but they're gathering dust. I forget that they're there, and it's more the journey to the stage. It's more the people that you meet and the connections, and developing that sense of self, and ironically developing this sort of resilience around judgment and criticism, because you're getting up on stage
Of course.
and you're quite literally putting yourself up for critique, like you're a piece of art that's
Yeah.
put up on display in a gallery, and you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. You're going to have two people, i.e. the judges, who have their own biases, and from their own personal experience and their preferences. That's why we have multiple judges on a panel,
Of
right?
course.
Because we want to try and limit that kind of the bias, right? And when I help women to sort of change their perspective around getting up on stage, and to just look at these judges as just, they're just humans, and at the end of the day, you don't want to be putting your self-esteem in the hands of humans who are imperfect. You're
Yeah.
imperfect. You're never going to be 100% perfect when you get up on stage. And to just shift, it's just like a massive mindset shift. And I see the curtain drop with these ladies when they realize, oh wow, yeah, the trophies and the winning, like it's actually not about that. And so yeah, again, I could go on about it.
No, I love that. That's
It's
good. I
so
like that.
it's so
Yeah.
magical. Yeah, it's
That's
awesome.
awesome. I always say that it's like the trophies, the placings are a bonus, I guess. The win is you making it
Yeah.
and delivering the best version of you, and if you can do that, then you won for the day, right?
Oh,
Um,
100%.
would you care to share some of the women you've worked with, like without obviously naming names unless you're happy to, some of the transformation stories, or just the development of confidence and empowerment that these ladies have undertaken? Do you have any sort of specific standouts? And I know we're not singling people out here, but if
Mm.
you've got any stories to share that may be inspirational.
I mean, there's quite a few,
Yeah, I imagine there would
but
be.
yeah, the most recent one. So, oh my God, there's so many. um, so okay, Kira Ward is a name that I would say a lot of people have like they know that
Mm,
name from a recent season this year. Yeah, Kira Ward was a first time bodybuilding competitor in season 8 this year in NBA and ICN. She had been preparing to compete, so it wasn't just sort of flip of the switch wanting to do a show and then just suddenly diving to a prep. She took the time to plan and have a proper off season and work towards this dream of hers to get up on stage. And I hope that she doesn't mind me just mentioning that she, as a person, she does struggle with chronic anxiety, and it is definitely something that when I met her, I could feel like it was sort of, she was letting it, run her life and dictate how she showed up with other people, and often apologizing for her existence, which
mm.
made my heart so sad, because when I met her, oh man, I just knew in my heart that she was going to do very well. And I kept saying how lucky I felt that she came to me. And she had been working with another posing coach for about 20 weeks prior. So she'd been doing posing for a little bit. So she wasn't new to it. But working with her, she chose me, I think, for a reason. And it had something to do again with bringing her out of her shell and helping her to realize that she is so much more capable than she realizes, and to just to be part of her journey in bodybuilding, and to call her my friend now, and to develop that very special bond with her, and to just see her go from strength to strength. And she's again, she's a shining example of not letting your personal insecurities and your demons and your previous circumstances dictate the person that you want to be and how you want to show up for yourself. And so I just feel so honored to be part of her journey and to help her uncover her, her best self, and to watch her shine on stage. It was just, and honestly, it just makes me cry every time I think. Every time she would get a first place, or she, an overall win, and then her pro card, you just see this incredibly honest, grateful response from her, and it still baffles me to this day that she just looked like, what? Oh, me? Wow. Because she would go out on stage just being so proud of what she had achieved with no expectation of a placing. And so anytime that she did get a win, it was just like you said, it's a cherry on top. She's just one of the most honest, humble, gracious human beings that I've come across to date. And I'm so proud of her. I've also got, like I said, I work with a variety of women of all different ages, and I'm definitely not ageist. There are some of my older ladies that I just, my heart, I just love them so much. I got Letitia. So she had been, actually, this is a very good story.
Yep.
So it's quite common. I'm sure that you've also experienced this, where a competitor will have a goal to compete in a particular season, and for whatever reason, they need to postpone. And she was going through some things. I mean, life doesn't stop for her bodybuilding prep. There's going to be shit that happens that's out of your control. And she wasn't quite in a space to compete. She was a first timer, and I felt that she needed some more time with her posing and to just have some more time. Oh, meeting has been upgraded. Hang on.
Yeah, I just did that.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Don't mind me.
I saw the time limit and I was like,
no, it's all good.
Yeah. So, she had made, and this has happened to a few of my competitors, where you have a goal to compete by a certain date. And for whatever reason, there's things out of your control that, means that you've got to make that hard decision to postpone. And at the time, while it feels like, I'm a failure and I'm not good enough and why should I bother? I told her, I want you to trust in the process, and this extra time that you're giving yourself, you are going to look back and be so proud that you made that tough decision to push forward for season B instead. Lo and behold, it's exactly what's happened. She is thriving, and she is so happy. And she's one of my clients that, describes herself as a baby giraffe. And there was a lot of time and effort put into developing her posing skills, because her posing, and she knows this, and I can say this because we banter a lot, right. But she was very clunky with her posing. She was the way that she would land on her feet, and just very rigid and clunky. And we've spent so much time smoothing and refining. She's been working with me since the end of last year.
Okay,
and,
wow.
She's working towards some upcoming shows this season. She did recently compete at the all-female classic.
Okay.
And to just watch her glow and shine, and just, like, it doesn't matter what age you are. I see so much potential in every single client I see, and I just feel like I find what makes them unique, and I really hone in on that for them, and make them feel like they are the only one, because then they can embrace that on stage. Mina's another great example. I mean, she's come from a weight loss transformation journey, and she is just a freaking incredible human. I mean, her positivity just knows no bounds. She's such a light, and she's the weight loss strategy. I remember I saw her on stage last year when she did the transformation, and I just saw this vibrant energy from her, and I knew that there was something very special about her. So she found me through you, and just knew straight away. She's like, I haven't even met you, Georgia, and I feel like you're the coach for me. So honestly, and it's just so organic. And again, to watch her journey, to watch her continue to push the boundaries with herself and her body, and to disregard any of the criticisms around her about her life choices and whatever, and she's just continuing to chip away. She's so diligent. She sends me a check-in every single week. She, even on the day she's feeling particularly shitty, she just, rain, hail, or shine, those are my favorite kind of clients, because they just get shit done and they push through the hard days, and that is when you stretch your boundary, and that's when you get better. And I just can't wait to watch her shine on stage.
Well, it's not long, so that's exciting. Experience the difference with Matt Glynn at Code Property Group. With a 20-year reputation for clean business, Matt is your guy when it comes to all things real estate. Make sure you give him a call now on 0404 315 066. Are you like a proud mum in the crowd when one of your clients is on stage?
I'm like so aggressively passionate. I have heard myself in the live streams. I'm like, Georgia, shut up. It's I've had strangers come up to me in the audience, and even Mina. Mina was one of them. She didn't even know who. She thought I was a coach.
Yeah.
And and she's like, this woman, the energy people can see from the back of the freaking theater. They're like,
Yeah.
this chick is just so present and passionate about her people. And yeah, I very aggressively passionate. I'm just so proud. I'm so proud.
That's good.
I feel like
Yeah.
I'm their biggest cheerleader. I would argue that.
Okay.
Above family and friends.
Well, the family and friends are probably there a little bit intimidated by the whole concept. So, but you're not. So
Oh yeah.
you can cheer for them.
No, I don't see anyone around me. I sometimes I've been concerned that I'm gonna get kicked out of the room because you know at ICN when the coaches and whatnot sit in the little section next to the judges.
Yeah.
They know me. They know who I am. And I had to turn to them. I'm so sorry. I'm really passionate. I'm just really happy for them. And yeah, they're just like, it's all good.
It is all good. Yeah, that's it. That's how it should be. So good.
Yeah.
So, you've mentioned obviously the transformations that you've seen and experienced over the last, few years and things like that. But do you believe posing provides a level of empowerment for some of these women? Like, are they coming to you? They're somewhat quiet. They're somewhat reserved. You mentioned obviously one of them suffers from anxiety. I'm sure that's probably a common thing, particularly maybe the housewives or the mums, or they've had so much focus on other areas of their life that they're very reserved and very within themselves, and then this gives them an opportunity for a bit of freedom and enlightenment, for lack of a better term.
100%. Yeah. Like I said, to me, it's more than just posing coaching. It is an extension of personal development. So whenever a new person comes into my space, I feel like very quickly I bring myself to their level. I don't like for anyone to feel like I'm above them just because, I'm this posing coach and, this mentor that, they look up to me, but I want them to instantly feel like they are safe and comfortable to, make mistakes and to feel awkward and trip over themselves.
Judgment-free zone.
100%. And I make them feel like it's just, this is the place to do that, to explore and try new things. So I've got some, a lot of them, they'll come to me. The main reason a lot of women do come to work with me in particular, because I've asked them, what is it that has drawn you to me? What is it that you feel I have to offer you? Because I would love to know how I can help you. And the recurring comments would be around self-confidence and helping them to strengthen their stage presence. There's a lot of sort of self-confidence and self-esteem issues, and I think that deep down they want to do this, a bodybuilding comp as a big bucket list goal to tick off, and it's a challenge for them to put themselves first and to be able to step on stage in front of hundreds of strangers in this, in a very over the top kind of fashion, very glitzy bikini and the hair. And I think that for them, it's a journey of developing their self-confidence and really stepping into themselves. And I think that they see how I work with women. They see that it's very different and it's very personalized. And they can see, how much I care and how dedicated I am to helping to bring out the best in them. So they already feel pretty safe when they come into the space to just suddenly tell me their life story and to tell me, why they want to compete and what it means to them and what they struggle with. So very, very shy clients, people that so many people that you wouldn't even think would do a bodybuilding comp. It's
wow.
it's amazing. Yeah. And for them to just feel so comfortable to open up to me and say, I just feel like you are the same, on social media as you are in person. I can just tell that,
Mm.
you know, you're going to be the person for me to help me to step out of my comfort zone. And, I'm with you from the beginning to the end. I'm there with you through the whole thing, and to see you in the finale. It's, yeah, I think that they know that, they can feel that. And it's an honor for them to trust me with something like that,
How good? How good's that?
Yeah.
So what are you looking forward to in the upcoming season? I did a count the other day, and I think I missed some shows, but there's around 28 different shows floating around in this coming season. Like it's ridiculous. It's massive. And that
It's a
includes
lot.
the
Yeah.
international ones, which I know you had a client at the recent Dubai show. So what
No,
what are
yeah.
what are you looking forward to? Is it purely just seeing your girls shine on stage, or are you looking forward to just the backstage energy, or is there anything else that floats your boat when it comes to being part of the shows?
um for this upcoming season, what I'm most excited about is obviously to see all of my clients shine on stage, especially being able to see them the very first time they get on the stage.
Yeah.
That's really special. But in recent news, and this is the first time I'm saying it publicly,
Hey.
but my very first international posing client is from Hawaii, and she is also my first FMG bikini client
Hey, that's
for
cool.
the new and very popular FMG Federation.
Yep.
And she is flying all the way over to the Gold Coast to compete in the upcoming Pro Am show in October.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty monumental for me as a coach. And
Mm.
that's freaking exciting. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to sort of seeing how she goes and being able to continue to expand my posing coaching experience with a new federation that I'm, as an athlete, as a competitor within that federation, I'm
Hmm.
super passionate about what they stand for, and the level of personalized individuality that FMG brings to the table, what they allow for all of the competitors. So to be able to help this first timer client who's traveling halfway across the freaking
Yeah.
world, that's pretty special. And also, I will be flying to Bali right at the tail end of season B, at the end of October. It's a bit of a business and a personal holiday as well. But NBA, so Natural Bodybuilding Australia, will be hosting their first international event in Bali. And I'm going to be there to, just help out with the show. And I potentially have a client that will also be traveling over to compete. So being able to take my business internationally, I've been able to travel interstate all throughout the year for
Yep.
shows and to support competitors. And also as a competitor, being able to compete earlier this year in
Mm.
Sydney, to now do that internationally in what feels like such a short period of time. Those are the things I'm most looking forward to, and just seeing where it takes me.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned your business. So what's given your very successful rise in such a short space of time, where do you see it progressing? Like, do you have goals, ambitions that you want to hit? Like you've mentioned, obviously, you've got a couple of international clients. Do you want to expand in that space? Are you going to potentially look at maybe getting coaches under you at some point? Is that a part of the vision, or is it simply just let it run and see where it goes?
Uh, Mostly that, the last thing you said, because honestly, like I said, I never planned to have a business. I never planned to be a posting coach. it's
Yeah.
it's so wild and magical, and like I said, it is the most intuitive thing. Everything that I've done has been just leading with my heart, and making these decisions based on what feels right for me. And it's obviously taken me this far. But yeah, I do have a very I have some big goals. I feel very strongly about, hopefully maybe within the next 6 to 12-ish months. Again, you never know what's going to happen even tomorrow,
Mm.
but I do see myself opening up my own posing studio and having my own sort of creative hub. I imagine either having one for myself or being able to sort of co-manage this big creative space that allows multiple different kinds of creatives to utilize the space to to share the joy in what they do. So you know have like a photography, videography space, and obviously space for posing coaching, podcasting, self-taping, maybe even going back and dabbling with acting coaching again. It's something that I really, really loved.
Okay.
But like, who knows? So having my own space would be amazing. And within that space, continuing to host, big posing workshop events and, seminars and things like that, and just continuing to offer support for clients in and out of comp prep seasons and, personal development, just continuing to collaborate with like-minded people who, I feel like have something to offer as an extension of what I do, because it's more than just posing. I think there's also a potential for me to expand outside of, my main sort of target market of bodybuilders and, seasoned competitors. It's also, offering a space to support women in other personal empowerment spaces like photo shoots, being able to offer, because I think that's such a niche. I don't think that's something that's really heard of. So fuck, if I say that now, someone's going to take it, but it's fine. You do you. Right. But offering posing coaching and support on photo shoots for women, so then they can, just be in the moment and just feel so supported in that way, and to be able to help them get into a space of being able to play and explore, sooner rather than later, so that they make the most of their photography session, and then the photographer can just be a photographer and work their magic in that regard. Maybe being able to offer retreats and weekend workshops and things like that.
That's cool.
My business is I also want to be able to offer monthly community events as well, so whether you are in and out of comp prep, being able to offer monthly social support events for people, particularly competitors that are in prep, that, as you understand it, there's got to be some form of sacrifice with a social life for a bit. And, you can't really do some of the things you normally would do just to be able to, prioritize this short-term goal that you have. And so I feel like there is an opportunity to be able to offer a prep-friendly community space for people to do things that they normally would do with friends and family, but in an environment where they feel very socially accepted to, bring their meal prep. It's, like a paint and sip event, and I want to call it paint and sip in brackets diet right, because if you know, you know.
Right?
So
I get a sponsorship on that one.
100%. Look, we love diet right, but I think that will pop off, and it's something that I'm in the process of doing with my assistant. As for offering or maybe extending my coaching services with other coaches under me, I feel like that's probably further away than the other goals that I mentioned, because while the name Personalised Posing, it's not by Georgia, it is like I'm an extension of that. So I definitely see it as a potential, but I think it's something that will take a lot of time, because, personalized posing, in the name, I know a lot of people in the industry associate that with me me being, I'm obviously the face of it. And, that there's that personalized nature, and they're coming to personalized posing for me and for what I have to offer. So it's kind of hard to try to replicate that in another person. So I wouldn't want to jump the gun and just bring people under me and just half-heartedly sort of spread myself too thin, and you know what I mean? I think there's just a lot of steps involved there. I think maybe getting a studio space is probably the next best
step one.
Yeah.
How good. Well, I look forward to seeing that evolve over what will probably be another short space of time, I'm sure, given the the trajectory of what has happened so far. So that's outstanding. Well, look, it's almost been an hour, believe it or not. I'll wrap it up because I know you're very busy, but give your business a plug first and foremost, because I must say your socials, in particular, your video content is really, really good. It's very entertaining a lot of the time too.
Oh, thank you.
So no, it's really good. By all means, anyone listening, jump on and follow, but give yourself a plug, what you do. And now you only, not only, but you specialize primarily in bikini sports fitness. Do you do figure athletes at all, or yes?
Yeah. So I obviously I only work with women at this point in time. I think that's definitely my target market. So within I work, I'm affiliated with ICN NBA, IFBB, FMG.
Mm-hmm.
So I offer posing coaching within those federations. So primarily, your bikini, swimsuit, wellness, sports, fitness, and also figure. I
Okay.
did recently have a figure client that was in prep. So I'd been sort of dabbling with that, and I feel quite capable with it.
Good.
But yeah, mostly your bikini, sports, fitness athletes at this point in time. And yeah, I don't know if I made it clear enough, but my business is called Personalised Posing. So my Instagram handle is at Personalised Posing. My website is www.personalisedposing.com. And from there, you'll be able to click on the links and find out how to book work with me. And obviously, feel free to send me a message and inquire away, and I'll make sure to get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, I do pride myself in the social media aspect. I feel like a jack of all trades because it's just me right now, and I pride myself on the it's kind of like a home brand Mercedes vibe. I feel like I give because it's because if you've seen the content, it's like half professional and half just bullshit. But it's educational bullshit. It's fun, and again, it's an opportunity for people to see how I am with all of these different ladies, and to get an idea of how I work with them and how I bring out the best in them, and I make it fun. I'm completely myself, and I think that's what's definitely reeled a lot of people in. I remember I had some clients tell me towards the end of their comp prep season, I do like a little video where I'll pick them up and I spin them around and celebrate them before they get on stage, and I wish them luck. And I quite literally had a client say, look, I'm not going to say it's the only reason why I came to you, but I'm really looking forward to the part where you pick me up and you spin me around. I feel really special. I was like, okay, thank you. So yeah, it's just, I create this really close relationship with these ladies, and yeah, just a lot of fun things come out of it. And it's always an opportunity. I feel like it's the best way to learn. You can have fun while posing, and it doesn't, like, you work so hard in prep, and there's a lot of serious elements to being in a comp prep. And I feel like you as a prep coach, you have to deal with all of the serious difficult shit on like maths and like that's not my forte. But I feel like my responsibility is to work with you to be able to showcase all of the work that you put into that person, and the work that they're putting in to be able to deliver their best physique, and my job is to be able to help you to kind of bring it all together and show them off in the best way. So it is it's a two-way street. And yeah, I think it's really cool. It's you can have fun while learning, and it doesn't always have to be serious. And I think that's how they loosen up, and they're more likely to to open up and just have a play and make posing fun, because they come into the space maybe from another posing coach that kind of made them feel a little bit like, oh God, we're focusing so much on my walking, and now I feel like I look constipated when I walk, and there's all these things, right? Like there's a lot of details, right? But I find a way to just make it fun and make it it's fun and educational. And yeah, it's like the coolest job in the world, honestly. It's so good.
I can tell. Yeah, that's awesome. If you love your job, you don't work a day in your life, right?
Well, I have learned so much about myself, and it's been quite healing for me. Stepping into the space as a coach and as a mentor, it has definitely helped me to let go of a lot of old beliefs I used to have about myself and my own good enoughness, and to quite literally be able to share myself and share my joy, and for that to be of value to people. I always say that I feel like I've hit the jackpot in life. I feel like I've hit the ultimate sort of lottery, because not a lot of people can say that they get to do something they love, share it, and then be financially rewarded for it. I think it's so neat, and I will never ever take it for granted ever. That's awesome. It's the most magical thing, and I learned so much about myself and other people, and it's grounding, and it's challenging, and it's just so it's humbling, it's rewarding, it's just like so many things. And again, I could go on and on about it, but that's for another podcast.
Episode 2,
if you'll have me.
Of course.
Yeah,
you're always welcome back.
I hope someone learned something.
I'm sure they would.
Themselves. And just the importance of posing. It's very fun thing. It's a good thing. Very important.
It is a good thing.
Yeah.
In terms of what's the last one I was going to? Oh yeah, of course, the personality question. So I obviously sent these ideas to you beforehand. So with the personality question, now who would you invite over to dinner? I asked this of all podcast guests, so it can be fictional, non-fictional, male, female, alive or dead, but it's sort of it's who you'd like to sit down with, and it could be multiple people who you'd like to sit down with and have a really good dinner and a really good conversation with. So who would be yours, do you think?
It's gonna sound so lame when I say this.
Oh, trust me, I've had so many wild answers yet. So
No,
yeah.
I don't think my answer's not going to be wild. It's going to be like it's wholesome, but kind of like I don't know. So yeah, I've never been the kind of person that sort of panders to pop culture and idolizing famous people, putting them on a pedestal or anything like
Sure.
that. So personally, for me, I don't care about wanting to have dinner with a famous stranger. For me personally, I feel like this is just who I am as a person, but it would either be with my parents,
Okay.
or my so wanky, my future person, and maybe
Okay.
our children. I feel like it's got to be with the most important people in my life, because at the end of the day, I feel like that's all that really matters. So it's not anyone that I look up to, or anything like that. It's just yeah, I just think it would be my future person, my person who I hope to meet soon, and
So,
someone
ladies and
who,
gentlemen, or gentlemen in particular,
yeah,
Georgia is looking.
yeah.
So if you're
This is an advertisement. If you're interested in all of this, then
just DM me.
you know where to find me. Yeah, personalized posing. Yeah. Suddenly, I'll get all these men inquiring about
Oh, you could
posing.
do. Yeah, you very much could do.
They're like, I identify as a bikini girl, just to get in there. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's my
No, it's a
answer.
great
With those
answer.
kinds of
Yeah.
questions, it's just, yeah,
Yeah,
just being
absolutely.
my
No, it's a
people.
great answer.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, what about you? What about you though? Have you had
Oh,
that
see, I've had
question?
this thrown at me before, where the tables have been turned, and I get caught off guard. And I think my answer always changes, so I don't know. Oh, geez, I don't know. It'd probably be someone like maybe Michael Phelps, someone along those lines. That's a very high achiever in the world of professional sport in some capacity. So a Michael
Yeah.
Phelps or a Michael Jordan or something like that. But not so much because of who they are, but what they accomplished over a period of time. Usain Bolt would be another one. Things like that. I think
Yeah.
would be where I'd be sort of aiming towards, I guess. So yeah, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Now
Huh.
that I'm being interviewed,
Well, yeah. I don't know. I was like, if Moni's listening to this, she'd be like, "Excuse me."
she will.
Georgia
Yeah,
said a really cute, wholesome
I know.
answer, and now
You
I'm
know
hoping
what?
that he's going to be like, "You know what? Come to think of it, I just want to take Moni out for dinner."
I'll just edit this last bit and put put a new bit in and put her there. She can come along.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Well, we'll wind up there, Georgia. But look, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your insight, the honesty, the transparency. It's really refreshing. I love your energy, and obviously, I'll see you in a matter of what are the girls telling me now? It must be 17 days to the Sunny Coast show. They're counting down by the hours, basically.
Oh, the days. I
Yeah,
don't know
yeah,
what
yeah.
day it is, to be honest. I'm just taking every day as it comes. But yeah,
Yep.
it's gonna be a mammoth season. And like you said,
Yeah.
there's so many federations. So yeah, it's hard to keep count these days. But I will definitely see you backstage. I'll make sure to give you a big old hug.
No
And I
problem.
got to meet Moni still as
Yes,
well. So
she'll be
that's
there.
a whole thing.
She's always there. She's my backstage helper.
Yeah.
She's always there.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh,
Hopefully
well,
we're
thank
half
you once
mine.
again,
But
and
yeah.
we will drop this. I drop podcasts every Monday, so yeah, have a. I don't know if you want to listen back or not, but that's up to you. But yeah, by all
Of
means, I'll tag
course.
you in it. Please share it around, and we'll see how it goes.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me.
Not a problem at all. Okay, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Georgia for her time today. Been a very busy posing coach, but not to mention the fact that we're only a couple of weeks out from the commencement of what will prove to be a very, very busy season for most coaches out there. So thank you very much, Georgia. If you're interested in reaching out to Georgia in regards to any of her services or finding more about her or even just following along her content, which is very entertaining but also very educational as well, jump on her Instagram, Personalised Posing, or her website as well, as mentioned in the brief. Other than that, if you're interested in any of my coaching services, by all means, please jump on my website at paulsbodyengineering.com, not at just www, matt.paulsbodyengineering.com, or you can simply DM me as well. So thank you once again for tuning in. If you have enjoyed this podcast, please screenshot, share it across your stories, tag myself at Paul's Body Engineering, tag Georgia as well at Personalised Posing, and any federation that you may be competing in as well, by all means, tag them, because they are very forward in terms of sharing good content as well. And as I say to every client every single day, once again, have a great day.